Would I be the asshole if I get a piercing and a tattoo without telling my significant other beforehand? My boyfriend, 23M, and I, 21F, have been together for a little over 2 years. He's genuinely an awesome person and we are really happy together. One of the only things about him that bothers me is that he loves me the way I am right now, meaning he doesn't really want me to change anything about myself. It's not that he forbids me anything, but he makes it clear that he's not happy with certain things. This happened once so far, but it was a pretty big deal to him. That time I went to get my nails done, which I normally don't really do, but I wanted it for once. I didn't tell him about it because I didn't think it was a big deal, but turns out he finds longer nails really creepy. They were like medium long, and kind of didn't want me to touch him with the nails. Emo opinion, he overreacted, but if I had told him beforehand he could have told me about this. So I took them off. Buy $50. Now I really want a piercing and a tattoo. I already had 2 earrings on each side and a tattoo that covers my whole left thigh when we got together, and he never had a problem with them. About 6 months ago I told him I would want to get another tattoo at some point, and he said he didn't really understand why I would get another one. He didn't say he was opposed to it, but I know he kinda is. Fast forward to this week. I made an appointment to get the tragus piercing I've wanted for a long time and I'm getting it next week. I've also had a tattoo idea in my head to remind me of my dad, and I've decided I want to schedule an appointment with an artist. I haven't told my boyfriend about the piercing appointment or my plans to get the tattoo because I'm scared he'll react the same way as with the nails. While I think it would be hypocritical for him to have a problem with it, since I already have a big thigh tattoo and ear piercings, I still think it could be an asshole move to just do it without telling him. Would I be the asshole for doing this? Edit 1. So lots of people think I should talk to him about wanting the piercing and tattoo before getting them. If he doesn't respect my decision or tries to change my mind, I should explain that I still have bodily autonomy and he is allowed to dislike my decision, but I'm still doing it. I'm planning on having this conversation this evening with him. I'll update ASAP. Thanks for all the replies. Edit 2. Okay, so I talked to him last night and he didn't take it great but not really bad either. I told him that I was getting a tragus piercing and that I have an appointment on Monday to get it done with a good friend of mine. I also asked him if he remembered me talking about getting a tattoo for my dad, about 6 months ago, and told him I had decided I wanted to get it, although no appointments have been made yet. His first reaction was as I expected, "But why would you do that? And, it's not necessary." I proceeded to explain to him that I really want them and it'll make me happy, to which he replied, "Will it?" I also told him that he is allowed to not like these kinds of changes, but that I still want to be able to do them and I won't change as a person because I make a change in my appearance. I think he got the message, saying, "I guess I'll have to live with them, the tattoo and piercing, but I won't love you less." He acted kinda sad during the conversation yesterday, but is still affectionate and I'm positive once I have them he'll get over it. Thank you for your judgment and advice. This guy is trying to control what you do with your body. That is not okay. He might not have outright said, "You can't do this," but his actions with your nails say it all. He didn't like it so expected you to change it immediately. I don't really like my girlfriend's long nails if I'm honest, but you know what I do? Tell her they look great because she likes them. You are not the asshole here, but I'm not so sure about him. If he's controlling in this area, I can't imagine he's not in other areas, and that is not a good thing in a partner. I haven't told my boyfriend about the piercing appointment or my plans to get the tattoo because I'm scared he'll react the same way as with the nails. When you start to fear the reactions of your partner, you should not change your actions, you should change the partner. And #X200B. Not the asshole. And #X200B. He is holding you back, and trying to keep you from living your life. Maybe find a better partner. He loves your Anaje in his head, not you. Not the asshole, and possibly no assholes here. Someone can express preferences in a partner without necessarily being controlling and abusive. I do wonder though what it says about your relationship that you don't seem able to talk about it. Nah. At least with the details you provided. He has the right to dislike something and to express that dislike, while you have the right to do with your body whatever you want. But this situation shows that you two urgently need to figure out how to communicate in a healthy way. He should be able to express his feelings without pressuring you, and you should be able to accept his feelings without feeling pressured. This is definitely a challenge. You can oftentimes feel pressured even when it wasn't intended, simply because someone you deeply care about said it, or, if you can't figure that out, maybe consider that you simply aren't a good fit anymore. Heads up. You shouldn't feel you have to hide what you want from your partner. You're an autonomous person with your own wants, and a healthy relationship is both partners supporting each other's desires and decisions. NTA, but this is super unhealthy to be worried he won't like you doing something with your own body. Like you say he's not controlling, but the fact you're here asking shows the level of emotional manipulation he's already exerted. Maybe have a hard think about if you want to spend your life worrying a haircut or a tattoo will make him stop loving you. Withhold love as punishment. Not the asshole. You threw away money because he threw a tizzy about you getting your nails done? He's not in charge of your body. Yeah, so's can have an opinion, but they shouldn't be the ones policing what you can and cannot do. It's natural to not want your partner to change in ways you don't like, but it's also good to not let a partner control you. Edit. You are the asshole. I read your comments and you don't seem to want to respect your boyfriend's own autonomy about whether he wants to be touched by your longer nails. Yet you want him to respect your autonomy about what you do to your body. Am I the asshole for trying to persuade my boyfriend to stop attending an elitist school group? My boyfriend is studying to become a chiropractor and he told me about an event called Dinner with Chiro Kids. This event is hosted by the president of the school, not the student council president, but the board chairman equivalent. This is not a school activity but a personal activity hosted by the president. The messed up part is only students whose parents are chiropractors are invited. Not students known for their hard work, grades, or contributions that benefit the school. It's what they were born into. There was one instance where a student was raised by their aunt who is a chiropractor and had a hard time being invited because they're not technically their parents. The president would host a dinner inviting this small demographic where they eat free food and can form deep connections with other students. I've brought up my concerns and told my boyfriend that I'm not all right with this and it's unfair to the other students. He knows it's not okay and doesn't advocate the exclusiveness of the event but still chooses to join because of the free food and connections he can form to help him in the future. I told him that he's still taking advantage of things provided to him and given special privileges because of how he's born and it's disgusting to me. He told me that he should take advantage because he's a poor college student and being there could help another person gain an opportunity because he was a part of it. I replied, opportunities should be of equal opportunity and not given because of the existence of an elitist group. Everyone there has first dibs at an opportunity and it's entirely not fair. He then proceeded to say that he'll try and change the group from the inside. Maybe I can convince them to be more inclusive. But, I don't unthinking he understands by just being there, he promotes the activity, even if he thinks otherwise. I've grown up where every opportunity and privilege I have is because of the results of my hard work. I was excluded and bullied because I was born a certain way and made sure that nobody feels the way I did. So, this situation hits me hard. Should I let this slide and consider his financial situation and not restrict his ability for form connections that could benefit him in the future? Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend to stop going to these gatherings? Additional edit for extra info. First off, I would like to note that when I mean elitist, it's not just a group of rich people having dinner. You can define elitism by their wealth, power, special skills, and intrinsic quality. I'm stressing on intrinsic quality where it is not dependent on external circumstances, it cannot be learned or developed. It's who you are and what you inherited that no else can gain no matter how hard they try. Secondly, every student in this university is studying to be a chiropractor. There are no other programs. A student can't be a part of something because of how they're born. Too bad. You don't get that opportunity. Thirdly, students form groups and factions all the time within the school. You got the jocks, athletes, school band members, etc. It's a normal thing for students to form groups and be a part of them if you meet the criteria, but what makes this unsettling in my eyes is that this is the principal, honestly chairman, of the school. A person with power in the school. A school is there to bring opportunities, but in my opinion, it should be fair for all. Fourthly, this is not a choose the group or me thing. I know I explained my distaste towards the situation and he's an adult that can make his own decisions. This doesn't mean that I keep quiet with something that I'm not okay with and wanted to talk and exchange views to persuade him to not join. If he goes, I'll still be here to support his studies, hobbies, and friends, but not the group activity itself. You are the asshole. This whole post made me roll my eyes. Networking with other students who have chiropractor parents is not some assault on equality. Nor is it an example of nepotism. Not everything that excludes people is problematic. Post reeks of virtue signaling. YWTBA if you pushed. If you have such strong feelings, which I personally agree with, and your boyfriend thinks it's okay, then you need to decide if you can let it go or whether it's a deal breaker. Let's be honest, he's not going to change the club from the inside out. You are the asshole. You are deliberately putting your somewhat naive values over your boyfriend's future. Also, I truly don't understand how this group is elitist. I would presume that it works as a networking opportunity because the students' parents have connections that can be used to help students network. That is not elitist. It is common sense. You are the asshole. It's an opportunity to network. Why shouldn't he have that? It doesn't actually sound like a horrendous behind closed doors elite education system nepotism scandal. It just sounds like a networking event amongst people already known to each other, and these students were the ones that fit into that category. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but still, if this happens to be his leg up, then why take that away from him? A big protest against a cooked system? Sure. But him not going wouldn't actually do anything except lose him his opportunity. If I were a regular classmate, I'd be thinking, man, wish I could have taken his place, then what a waste. You are the asshole. Everyone has their own set of opportunities, and this is one of your boyfriends. Not all opportunity is equal, and you aren't raising anyone up by keeping him out, you're just pulling him down. He's right, he will never be in a position to make the chamga you would ent unless he goes to these things and gets promoted AMD connected himself. People are much more likely to listen and be willing to change when someone close to them is the source. You are the asshole. Yeah, this sucks for everyone else, but are you really gonna sabotage an opportunity that he has? However he got it? It's not his fault that he got invited. Why should he be punished by not being able to pursue an opportunity he has? You are the asshole. You are the asshole. While I agree the president is unfair, it is not the fault of the people invited. Why shouldn't your boyfriend take advantage of an opportunity which could help him achieve his goals? He will still have to work hard. Being a doctor isn't easy, but if someone is willing to open doors for him, why shouldn't he walk through them? I think you're being very unfair here. If your hard work meant someone opened a door for you, would you refuse it? Would you be that short-sighted? Of course not. Be supportive and happy that your boyfriend has this opportunity. Am I the asshole for buying a dress that my friend couldn't fit? M, 29 female, and I, 28 female, have been friends since university. She's always been overweight, but not obese. In US sizing, she's a size 12-14 and I'm a solid size 6. This will be relevant later. This past Saturday, we went shopping for a dress for a wedding. After multiple stores, neither of us had found dresses. That is, until we got to this place. Immediately after we walked in, I zeroed in on a gorgeous dress. There were only 2 left, both too small, so I asked an employee for a size 6, and she left a check. In the meantime, I continued to browse. Soon after, M rushed to me carrying the same dress in a size 2. She then rushed off to an employee before I could say anything, and asked for a 12. When she came back, she was bummed, and said that they don't even make the dress in her size. I tried to cheer her up by helping her find another. I ended up finding her a dress in her size that she really liked, and it fit her well. A bit later, the employee brought me the dress in a size 6, which I immediately tried on. I loved the way it looked and fit, and wanted to show it to M. When she got to the dressing area and saw me, she was not happy. She sort of froze for a few secs, and then walked out of the store. I purchased the dress, and saw her sitting in the sitting area in front of the store. She still looked upset, so I asked her what was wrong. She then gave me the saltiest look I've ever been on the receiving end of, and proceeded to tear me a new one, in front of the many people walking by. My heinous crime? Purchasing a dress that she wanted, but couldn't fit. I was shocked and embarrassed, so I just walked away, and sent her a text saying that I was getting an Uber home. The following morning, I received texts from M's sister, and a few mutual friends, telling me about how I owe M an apology for being an inconsiderate friend, and basically demanding that I return the dress. I bought it on sale, so I couldn't even if I wanted to. I was annoyed and flabbergasted, so I sent a mass text to all of them, except M, saying that I would not be returning the dress, and that I was looking forward to them seeing me in it at the wedding. Some of these people are also attending the wedding. I then sent M a separate text stating that A, I saw the dress first, B, I had no ill intent when purchasing it, and C, I didn't appreciate her yelling at me in public, and then complaining about me to others. I then let her know that I'd be available to talk once she's cooled off. It's been 3 days, and M still hasn't responded to my text. Her defenders continued to barrage me with text messages throughout Sunday and Monday, so I ended up blocking their numbers. I'm just disappointed, tired, and peeved. This wedding was supposed to be the first big event my friends and I have attended together in a while, and I'm getting less and less excited for it by the day. I'm starting to think that I should feel bad for buying the dress, but I simply do not. Am I the asshole? Link to dress. Copper color is all they had in the store. Not the asshole. Your friend, and her defenders are acting so immature. It's not your fault that one dress in size 12 was sold out or something. Also, size 12 is not even that big. There are still plenty of nice outfits to choose from. Why is your friend so salty? Not the asshole she can't claim dibs on a dress she can't buy or even wear. Geez, your adult friends need to grow up. Her envy is her problem. Info. Why didn't you tell her when she came up to you with the dress that you already saw it and asked the salesperson to look for one in your size? That would have shut everything down at once. NTA. She couldn't get the dress, so the logical answer is no one should get it and everyone should suffer? What terrible friends. Good friends would be happy at least one of you fit in the dress and could enjoy it. Not the asshole. Maybe it was a little embarrassing for her on a personal level, however she made too much of a big deal about it. If she can't fit into a dress, it's all on her. I think she is taking that frustration out on the wrong person. Not the asshole. Look, I'm a very fat person, size 24-26 usually. Shopping as a big, or even medium-size person, can be hard and disappointing. It is not on you to make her feel better by denying you something she also wanted. M shouldn't be having her friends and family harass you, but from her viewpoint I can see why she would be hurt and annoyed by your behavior. She didn't know you saw the dress and asked for your size and you didn't tell her. What she saw was she was told they don't even make dresses in her size. You find one in yours and call her over to show off how good you look in it before you buy it. You can't see how you come off as the asshole here? Your comment on how you can't wait for your friends to see how good you look in the dress and the multiple times you've made sure to mention that M is overweight makes me think you aren't as benevolent as you think. Not the asshole. Sue, not the asshole. Imagine your friend asking you to quit a job she wasn't qualified for. Am I the asshole for screaming at my county worker for stealing my water bottle to give to a fainted customer? For context, I work at a well-known retail store that is known for its low prices. You can probably guess what it is. This event happened at work a couple of hours back. I was working in my station with my water bottle behind me since I try my best to stay hydrated since my job is mostly physical. A middle-aged female coworker went up to me asking, "Does that water bottle belong to you?" I replied by saying, "Yes it does, why?" She then explained, "Since it looks like I haven't opened it yet I didn't need it," and proceeded to take my water bottle without my permission. I was shocked at how my coworker just straight up took something that belonged to me. Long story short, I began yelling at her that she had no right to take my water bottle without my permission and what she did was insanely rude. My coworker was ignoring me the whole time. When we both made it to the sales floor I was still angry and demanded my coworker to stay put while I call for management. Before I could pull my phone out, I saw an elderly customer who fainted on the floor and was accompanied by 2 managers, customers, and staff. As soon as I saw the collapsed customer I immediately felt embarrassed and went back to my station. I felt very bad for the elderly customer, but I was still upset that my coworker took my water bottle without explaining to me what had happened. Had she explained to me that there was an elderly customer in need I would have been more than happy to give up my water bottle. It was only that we rudely grabbed my water bottle and walking away from me while ignoring me at the same time as that got me upset. Management eventually went up to me asking me for my side of the story since my coworker claimed I wanted to attack her. I explained what happened and I was brushed off. My other coworkers went to me at the end of my shift by telling me I was an asshole for screaming at my coworker and I had no respect for my elders. They demanded that I apologize to my coworker, however I refused as I wanted an apology back from her. She also declined to apologize to me. Even my partner believes I went overboard for only a $1.50 water bottle and I was the asshole in this situation. At the same time, I believe I was kind of in the right in this situation since it is never okay to grab something that did not belong to you and at the very least ask the person before you take it. I have been a little feeling guilty about it too and I am starting to think I may be the asshole after all. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? Edit. For clarity, I should have included this in the story. I did not immediately scream at my coworker for taking my water bottle away. I was kind at first by telling her if you are thirsty I can go buy her a water bottle at the vending machines. It's not until she started walking away and telling me that the reason why she was taking my water bottle away was none of my business. I was yelling at her because, at that time, I thought she was trying to steal it from me and I was shocked on how rude she was being. As well, as her refusing to explain why she needed it. Not the asshole. I would have taken seconds to say, customer fainted. Need water. She took the time to ask if it was your water bottle and since you hadn't opened it, you didn't need it? They could have grabbed a water from one of the coolers and charged it to store use. Not the asshole. First of all, was there really nowhere else in a popular retail store she could have gotten water from? Secondly, even in emergencies, you can't just take someone's personal belonging. Yes, even a bottle of water, and expect them to just be okay with it, especially when you provide zero explanation why. Sure, she was in a rush for an emergency, but I doubt taking 2 seconds to say, "Hey, a customer fainted, can I bring them this?" wouldn't have been lost time wasted getting water to a person who fainted. Not the asshole. The lack of communication skills of your coworker caused all of this. You don't have to apologize. The other coworkers who told things to you, they are Not the asshole. She took your property and wouldn't tell you why. You had no way of knowing it was for an emergency. You had every right to be angry. Not the asshole. You don't owe her an apology. Not the asshole. She had time to ask if the bottle was unopened, but no time to tell you why she was walking away with your property? It really doesn't matter why she was taking it, if she couldn't be bothered to tell you, in that moment, why she was taking it, she absolutely deserved to get yelled at. You do not owe her any apology. Not the asshole. She could have taken 2 seconds to explain what was going on. Not the asshole. Why didn't she take a bottle of water from the shelves? It is nasty as hell to give a stranger somebody else's water bottle. Why are they giving the customer water in the first place? They should have called 911.